Okay, we are live. I'm going to be doing some tarot readings. It's hard to get the camera just right for some reason. But regardless, let's see. We're going to paste the link in the chat and get everything all nice and set up just right. So, how do we sound? Okay, good. The sound is never the best on these streams because I am forced to put the microphone farther away from me so I have room for the tarot cards. But as long as I'm heard clearly, that's all that really matters. Adjusting the lighting a little bit, a little too much. Okay. Preparations are complete, so I'm good to go. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. Our hour has begun. So, not to talk about the weather again, but it literally feels like winter here today. It's so weird. Once again, YouTube has not notified me. Outrageous, YouTube. Jeez. I guess it's fortunate that that I do this stream, especially on a schedule, though. Like, you can know what time to expect me since YouTube gets out of their responsibilities in that way. I had to open my YouTube mobile app and click on my subs tab to see if you started. Damn. Sometimes it feels like YouTube only cares about, I don't know, like the big content creators on its platform. Like if you're just doing a little stream like this one or like the ones that I do, they don't really care to notify people. I'm just glad though that they're at least showing up like at all, like without having to go to my actual channel, as was happening for a little bit the other week. And that was scary because then it was like no one's gonna be able to find my streams almost ever. I was like, oh geez, what am I supposed to do about that? But now they fixed that, at least, thankfully. So weird because a year ago it would always notify me. Yeah, that is weird. Just sort of stopped. I don't know what to make of that. Like, YouTube's like, his channel's going downhill. We're just gonna have to stop notifying people of his stuff. Focus on other channels. Like, wow, thanks, YouTube. But I don't know. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Anyways, I'd like to ask my question for stream now. Oh, okay. I am eager to hear this, Ryan. I shall find out what the question is. Might as well start. Haha. Yes, it is true. I was able to make a quick list of positive aspects, by the way, like I mentioned the other day, and it did seem to help, but I would have preferred to have made a longer one, but oh well, maybe next week. Get that camera just right. Thank you for the donation. I shall get my cards ready. Need to copy paste something. All right. Alrighty. It is currently the hour of Jupiter, for those who may be wondering. Jupiter with all of its abundance and philosophy. And back. Welcome back. Am I ready? I am definitely ready. What, if any, spiritual or paranormal events or forces are happening at the coordinates of 53? Okay, those are the coordinates. Okay, this should be interesting. All right. So we would like a Celtic Cross reading for Ryan in the chat right here, right now, on the question of what, if any, spiritual or paranormal events or forces are happening at the coordinates of 53 degrees 1831 north, 112 48 22 west, and 53 degrees 22 1 north by 112, 48, 12 west. At those exact coordinates, what, if any, spiritual or paranormal events or forces are happening there? Celtic cross. Let us see what we get. I knew that would be it. All right. The Knight of Cups. The Moon reversed. The 10 of Wands. The 5 of Wands. The King of Cups. The Page of Cups. Jeez. There's a water sign involved in this. The Hanged Man reversed. 6 of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. And the 2 of Pentacles reversed. All right, let's take a look here. It definitely has a strong association with paranormal and or spiritual events, as I guess you are suspecting. I can tell you that for damn sure right now. That Moon card, that Hanged Man card. Let us see. I'm going to draw one more card to you for some additional insight. Queen of Wands. Well, what I'm getting from this collection of cards, hopefully this makes sense, is it would seem to be something to do likely with like a romantic relationship gone bad. Like some kind of, I don't know, lovers who were involved and then something happened causing them to fight, and maybe one of them might have suffered an illness, one or both of them might have suffered an illness, so that 6 of Wands reversed, outside force coming in. And there was something involving that based on the context of the question, I would suspect if this was like a paranormal sort of phenomena, that if this place, if it was a haunting, which I would suspect under these conditions, that it's like being haunted by like one of the lovers or someone who is deeply emotionally hurt at the very least, because we have that Knight of Cups, King of Cups, and Page of Cups all together here, and which would also indicate it's whoever the person was likely a water sign. Let's see, Hanged Man reversed. As if, yeah, that would be, in this context, that could easily be like a restless spirit, not wanting to descend into the underworld, not wanting to face the dark truth of things, like a restless spirit that is, or also with the Hanged Man reversed, not wanting to surrender, like that card so often implies. So, I don't know. That's what I got. Am I way off here, or Or did we tap into something based on your awareness of the history? Oh, there might have. With the 10 of Wands here, there might have even been maybe, I'm tempted to say like some almost demonic activity or something, because this card is known as oppression in the Thoth deck, and oppression has an association with basically demonic activity. Two of Pentacles reversed. Outcome card implies conflict / lack of resolution or harmony, lack of harmony, that is, between two people. So conflict between two people. Here's the theme, Mr. Poetic. This is a stretch of highway. Ooh, interesting. A stretch of highway. All right. There's been a death there with a cross marking in the ditch. All right. So far, so good, I think. And it's snowing even heavier out there now. Jeez. What happened to April? It's like it's January out or something. It was a neighbor of mine. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that may explain the Six of Wands reversed. He was a known alcoholic. He died in a car crash late at night while on the highway. That would explain the Moon card and the Hanged Man cards. And these other cards aren't, well, a number of them aren't too far off from that either. King of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, perhaps even. But there's more to it. This is intriguing. It's like a ghost story or something. Especially with this weird weather we're having. Well, at least where I am. The weather is always very extreme on this. Okay, that's bizarre. There always is several crashes on a particular flat stretch of road. Huh, isn't that interesting? Six of Wands reverse is making even more sense now. It's like Six of Wands upright is oftentimes indicative of like proceeding in an orderly fashion to do battle with the enemy at the gate. But this idea of proceeding in an orderly fashion, but here it's reversed, as if to say, vehicles are derailed. They're not proceeding in orderly fashion at all. They're derailed. And then Two of Pentacles reversed outcome card, ups and downs, like chaotic, problematic ups and downs. My sister's mother-in-law crashed her truck into a ditch in the same place. He was also a known alcoholic. Oh, that is weird. Yeah. She survived though and is okay. That's good at least. Well, from what I've heard so far, this is sounding this is almost sounding like there may be a spirit, if we combine this with our tarot reading here, our tarot knowledge. There may be a spirit that is haunting this location, and since they died due to or may have died anyway, we don't know this of course, but may have died due to excessive alcohol consumption, perhaps they are indeed oppressing, Ten of Wands, others who are of a similar alcoholic vibration. Of course, I don't know that for sure, but it would make sense based on the cards in front of me. I was personally involved in a bicycle crash at the same part of this road a few years ago. Oh my goodness. And I assume that, you weren't like riding your bike and drinking a whole lot. I don't think people do that when riding bikes, at least not normally. There's so many crashes in recent history there and in the past. Five of Wands in the past position, showing chaos and conflict in general, chaos and conflict between different people. The Moon card showing up as the challenge card with its indications of like the subconscious and altered states of consciousness, and indeed any kind of intoxication. This card's ruled by Neptune, which literally rules alcohol. And then the Hanged Man here, with its also being ruled by Neptune, as well as Pluto, which Pluto is death. But also with it being a 12 in the 12th house, the 12th house is indeed where we see things like isolation, imprisonment, all that is normally hidden. I'm sure, at least from time to time, the supernatural realm is associated with that. And though it's not talking directly about alcohol and intoxication, things of that nature, it's like it's still wandering into that territory. It's still of that general vibe. Now, if we were to, and I wouldn't recommend doing this, but if we were to say, oh, well, it's a 12, so the 12th sign of the zodiac is Pisces, well, it just so happens that Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which, of course, is all about alcoholic substances, or that's one of the main things it's about anyway. Anything that alters one's state of consciousness is this Neptunian energy. So it makes a lot of sense that alcohol or mind-altering substances would be involved in this. I know of a man who lived by the highway and was killed by a tire flying off a truck that went by his place while he was working on a fence. Oh, struck and killed instantly. Yeah, that sounds really dark. That sounds like more of that Ten of Wands oppression. All of these accidents, the weather going from the gravel roads being calm, and when you drive onto the highway can either be extreme snow or fog or strong winds. Wow, that is so weird. Yeah. Fog, this just keeps getting better, but in a very dark way. Fog is another highly Neptunian thing. Any kind of fog or mist or anything that obscures, dissolves one's clear vision, pure total Neptune. And again, We have that here with the Moon card, if not also maybe on some level the Hanged Man card. Well, no, definitely on some level the Hanged Man card, because it's considered to be ruled by Neptune, but as well as Pluto, which is death. Interesting, though, it's reversal, as if to say that there's something undead, something that has defied death in a sense. Even my car being a car made to feel the road, I feel every bump or crack on a road. I can tell when the crown of a road is off and at an angle. So weird that as we're doing this reading, it's literally snowing here like way more than it should at this time of year. Reminds me of that Silent Hill character / scene that I know about from a YouTube video or two, but yeah, he's like, and it's snowing out this time of year. My name is Dr. Kaufman or whatever. Let's see. This highway always makes my car handle strange. Yeah, it sounds like some definite interference. Well, actually, here's the thing. So we also have to consider with this Ten of Wands oppression card here. Again, this is known as oppression in the Thoth deck. I also got this same card for my current outside influences for my tarot reading I did for myself today. I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of weird. But so basically speaking, they say alcohol is a depressant, and that's true. But what is a depressant really? What is going to be an inevitable consequence of a depressant? It's going to lower one's vibration significantly. Now, what kinds of entities are a match to low vibrational energies? Well, none other than, you guessed it, demons and other forms of negative entities. Now, I know some will say, well, their existence is not proven. And I would say, well, neither is 99.9999% of the rest of the spiritual realm. I personally, while I definitely don't take a religious viewpoint on it, and no offense to any religious people, but I will criticize religion endlessly. I wouldn't consider myself any friend of religion. Just because they get a lot of stuff wrong doesn't mean that certain things they don't get right. So this idea of demons are, I would say, most likely not what religion will say that it is. But at this point, I would say it's extremely likely, when I put all of my knowledge and everything I've gathered together over the years, that they exist, that demons are real, and also that they attach to people. But attachment, that gets into a whole nother subject. But the point here is this Ten of Wands oppression, demonic activity, alcoholic intoxication, lowering one's vibration, making one a match to demonic entities. And now we have this rather wretched, extreme paranormal phenomena, seemingly. Well, I think we might literally be dealing with some very dark forces here. If not demons, then some other kind of dark force. Let's see. I drive off this road and my car goes back to normal, even though the adjacent highway is a main one and more busy. Yes. Well, vehicles, everything's susceptible to the overall ambient vibration of its environment. And the secondary highway is one less traveled and physically in better shape, less potholes, etc. But it feels worse when driven on. And there's an old cemetery next to the highway too. So that is everything I can think of about the stretch of road. Yeah, it really sounds to me, both from what you're describing and from this tarot reading that we did, that there's some dark energy in that area. Because if this was all just coincidence, we wouldn't have pulled the Moon card. We wouldn't have pulled the Hanged Man card. And I really don't think, especially since my subconscious knows what my conscious mind knows, the Ten of Wands card, oppression. We really wouldn't have pulled that card in this context. So that's interesting. Also, again, the idea of the influence of alcohol connecting not only with Neptune, but also this strong water energy, the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, the Page of Cups. And of course, the Moon card and Hanged Man are water cards as well. Because anything like that is going to be of the element of water. You know, every element is very diverse, but that is one of the, I guess, more negative things, or I guess, well, maybe sometimes it can be positive, but depends on what it is. But like mind altering substances, definitely a water element type of thing. So yeah, I mean, my position is always that no tarot reading is ever 100% guaranteed to be accurate. But from what we have here, it looks like, yeah, if you want my answer is that there's likely some very dark forces on that road. And I don't know if, so from my understanding of your story, it could be that that road was actually already, let's just say, haunted, if that's what it is, haunted to begin with, and that it was not necessarily generated by this this first death that you recounted here, or the death of the alcoholic guy. But as to its true nature, well, like I said, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, it's almost like there was an angry ex-lover or something of that nature. Which, those kinds of vibrations, I hate to tell people out there, hope I don't freak anyone out, but I mean, here we are. Those kinds of low vibrations will also make you a match to negative entities, including demonic attachments. So, yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Welcome to the spiritual world. Like, I personally am not that freaked out about it. In fact, if one is to believe what Teal Swan says, not saying I automatically do, but just saying if one is to believe what she says, then it's actually the vast, vast majority of people, vast, vast majority of the human race that has demonic attachments, one or more demonic attachments, and it's the rare exception that has no demonic attachments. And also, on that note, one of the main ways you can tell if you or someone else has a demonic attachment is if yourself or this other person is willing to engage in manipulation to get their needs met. In other words, if they are willing to get their needs met in an indirect, roundabout way, especially a deceptive way, or a way that deceives people, or, well, I guess it's the same thing. I'm trying to think of other extreme forms of manipulation, but I guess that's about it. Let's see. For the record, the guy wasn't very respected. He didn't have a good relationship with his family, as I heard. That'll make one a match to negative entities real fast. But that is just rumors taken with a grain of salt. Yeah. Yeah, I guess without a really upfront view of his life, we can't really know for sure if that was the case. But well, this tarot reading definitely suggests that there was/is dark energy in that stretch of area. So thank you for that question, though, Ryan. That was very good and very interesting. I almost feel like I could do a whole stream about this if I like knew, I don't know, more details about it, or if there's like a whole article written up about it or something. Of course, you were very detailed in your description. That's not what I mean. Just if there was like enough stuff about this to do a whole stream about, then I probably would. But I guess we're kind of doing a stream about it now. And it kept us busy while waiting for other people to ask for readings. It's kind of funny. Last week there was a lot of activity this same time, same day, but today there's not really very many people coming in. So interesting how that works. I do have another interesting thing I can bring up about the area. Do tell. Go to Google, Mr. Pudding search. I can always go to Google. In fact, I'm hoping to get a Google Mini, actually 2 of them in the near future, because damn, those things would be helpful. Septic Sam, Tofield, Alberta, Canada. All right. That sounds really unsettling already. All right, let's see what this is. Tofield, Alberta. I'm already getting like some kind of result on here, but let's type in the whole thing. Septic Tank Sam is the nickname given to an unidentified murder victim who was found in a septic tank 13 kilometers west of Tofield, Alberta. Authorities suspect he wasn't from Alberta, but most likely worked as a migrant worker. Wait, what? To an unidentified murder victim who was found in a septic tank. Oh, that's freaky. Body discovered April 13th, 1977. Cause of death, homicide by gunshot. Oh. Of course, the astrologer in me is thinking, oh, I wonder what the chart looks like. Yeah, maybe I don't want to know. Let's see, Wikipedia. Discovery. Sam was found wearing a blue Levi shirt with snap buttons, a gray t-shirt, blue jeans, and imitation wallaby shoes. His decomposed body was wrapped in a yellow bed sheet and tied up with a nylon rope. Sam was found by a local couple scavenging their abandoned property for a septic tank pump. After seeing his leg bobbing in their old septic tank, they alerted the Tofield Royal Canadian Mounted Police RCMP detachment. Still unsolved to this day, we also had another murder by our town in the 2010s. Oh, that's so weird. Let's see. 2 officers came to the scene to recover Sam's body, where they spent an hour emptying the 1.8 meter deep septic tank with empty ice cream pails. Autopsy. Medical examiner in Edmonton determined Sam to be of European Canadian descent. His bones and teeth suggested he suffered from an unspecified illness at 5 years old. Sam's cause of death was 2 gunshots to the head and chest, although it was possible there could have been more if any of the bullets didn't reach his skeleton. Before his death, Sam had been tortured. He'd been beaten, tied up, burned with a small butane torch and cigarettes, and sexually mutilated with farm shears. The sexual mutilation was so severe that the medical examiner took several months to positively identify him as a male. Based on the burn marks on his shirt sleeve, Sam could have been tied to a bed while tortured. After Sam's death, he'd been covered in quicklime, most likely in an attempt to quicken decomposition. That is so crazy. Like, I've always heard for lack of a better word, rumors about all kinds of dark shit going on in the, let's say, deep recesses of the world. People just doing unspeakable things that most of us would think of as just not even possible, and yet apparently they happen. Apparently they go on, which welcome to physical reality, where you can be horribly tortured and mutilated if you happen to be born with the wrong, let's say, astrological configuration or the wrong energy or whatever. Or maybe to some extent if you make the wrong decisions, to whatever extent free will plays into it. Sounds about right for the Tofield area. Ukrainians settled the area. Our Ukrainian village, also nearby Tofield, has a haunting. Wow. Yeah, well, hauntings are a part of human life experience. See, most people don't think about this from this perspective, and kind of the perspective that I, as an astrologer, naturally would. It's like hauntings and the paranormal, as much as they may seem like this anomaly or this freakish event, they are really, in point of fact, an inherent part of what it means to be human, to like at least have some level of awareness of them, if not in some cases even outright experience them. And of course, again, we see that in the 8th and 12th house, I would say. We see in more modern astrology, of course, that with the planet Neptune. I'm almost not sure what it would be relegated to in more traditional astrology, like which planet. Investigation. Due to a lack of evidence in the septic tank, Sam was most likely murdered elsewhere, and the septic tank was only a dump site. Sam's murderers are believed to have known him due to how viciously he'd been killed. It's also suspected Sam's murderers were Tofield locals or were familiar with the area, due to the location of Sam's dump site being on rural property. Sam's body has been exhumed from his unmarked grave in Edmonton Cemetery twice. In 1979, Sam's remains were flown out to Clyde Snow and Betty Gatliff, forensic anthropologist and medical illustrator at the Federal Aviation Administration in Oklahoma, who'd been creating 3D facial composites from skulls since 1967. Along with creating a facial composite for Sam, the two could tell by measuring his hands that he was right-handed. Snow believed Sam to be of indigenous origin, around 35 years old. Age 35 is a 12th house profection year, interestingly enough. 12th house of isolation and all kinds of dark things. So I want to do a tarot reading about Sam. Would you find that disrespectful? I wouldn't find it disrespectful. We could just be sure that we do it in a respectful way. Which, I mean, you don't even have to donate again, Ryan, if you don't want to. But yeah, we can do that. But what question would you want to specifically ask about him? Let me think. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, in what would be termed by many black magic, at least from what I've heard, there are people out there who are so willing to, I don't know, accomplish whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, that they'll be willing to do some very dark and disturbing things to, I guess, to accomplish their magic. But I don't know. Anyone who does that, in my opinion, is very, very foolish, even from a completely selfish perspective, because anything done to the outside world through magic or otherwise is going to come back to you. Like if you think it's okay to deceive and hurt people or whatever, then that's literally going to, like, if you do that, if you actually hurt other people, it's going to come back to you. What kind of person was he? All right, one moment. All right, so we would like a Celtic cross reading on the question of what kind of person was this Sam character who was murdered and found in this Toefield area. Let's remind ourselves that he was human no matter what he might have did or did not do. He still deserves human dignity and basic respects. Yes, indeed. So yes, what kind of person was this Sam character who was murdered and found in this septic tank? He was apparently tortured and murdered and everything else. What kind of person was he? A Celtic cross. Let us see what we get. If anyone ever wonders why my breathing gets kind of weird at times when I do these readings, it's because I'm like focusing my energy and keeping my energy in balance. Okay, there we go. All right. Hey there, Eleni. How am I? I'm doing well, thank you. Let me know if you're interested in a tarot reading. So we have Temperance reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, the Fool, King of Pentacles, the Devil reversed. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles reversed, the Eight of Wands, the World, the Ten of Pentacles, and a final outcome card of, wow, that's a bit dark, Judgment. Can I ask a question? Yes, you can. Just send me a donation of any amount to PayPal or Super Chat, and I'll be happy to answer your question. All right, so let me take a look at this reading, this collection of cards. Let's see, what kind of person was this Sam character? It's eerie how the cards also reflect his fate, you know, especially with the Ten of Swords showing up here and the Judgment card that I showed a little bit ago. But let's see, what kind of person was he? Well, the indicators here are quite strong. I would say that like, I hate to say it because I don't want to be disrespectful, but if I'm reading this correctly, it looked like he was likely involved in some kind of like financial and or other forms of material goods, like, what's the word? Deception, or something bad with money, like money laundering, or maybe he was making money in unscrupulous ways. Like, we got the Temperance card reversed with its association with abundance, and its reversal would indicate the dark side of abundance and wealth, essentially. King of Pentacles in the past, but then that changing to Queen of Pentacles reversed in the near future. Again, dark side of money. 10 of Pentacles in hopes or fears, saying like, oh, he's hoping that he can get rich easily or whatever. Hoping to achieve the Devil reversed. So like the best he could hope for would be to get away from a toxic situation. Again, I'm saying that my thesis is that it involved money. There are probably many material and worldly temptations with the World card, outside force coming in. Even the 8 of Wands, attitude or position, 8th house of business and other people's money. It's also a very dark house. It also has to do with death and issues surrounding mortality. And finally, the Judgment card, as if to say that, well, now I don't know this for sure. Maybe he was a good person, and this is somehow completely wrong, but I can't help but think that the Judgment card would be like saying that what happened to him in the end, geez, with all due respect to the dead, that what happened to him in the end was like his almost getting like karmic comeuppance, for stuff he had done in his life. Also, thank you for the donation, Eleni. How David currently feels about me. All right, we'll get to that in just a moment here. I think, as you may have read earlier, people suspect it could have been a drug deal gone wrong. That's one theory. That would make sense. There's a lot of big money in Alberta thanks to the oil and gas sector. People can leave high school and get right into a job where they can potentially make 100 grand a year. Holy crap. Wow. So money can play a big part easily. Yeah, that was what jumped out at me like immediately was, oh yeah, right from the Temperance card reverse. Because Temperance upright, I feel like a lot of people don't know this about this card, but I don't know. Look into it a bit further if you don't believe me. Temperance upright can often indicate great like abundance and wealth. It's not just about the other stuff that card is usually about. The reversal thus can indicate like the dark side of money, problems of some kind with money, that sort of thing. It could also, in a more generalized sense in this reading, mean that he was like a very imbalanced individual and probably tried to make up for those imbalances through ways of making money that were not exactly moral. So, but yeah, I guess that's about it for that reading. So let me proceed to Eleni's question now. And we have about 6 minutes left, but I'm actually willing to stay longer as usual, a little bit longer if necessary, to finish up any readings. All right, here we go. Thanks, Mr. Poetic. You are welcome, and thank you, Ryan. That was very interesting. Like, that was interesting for me to do a reading on and see what the cards came up with. It's quite the situation. All right. All right, so we would like a Celtic cross reading for Eleni in the chat right here, right now. And the question of, how does David currently feel about Eleni? All right, Celtic cross. Let us see what we get. Okay, there it is. The Six of Swords reversed. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. Three of Cups reversed. Page of Cups reversed. The Ace of Swords. The Eight of Cups. Four of Pentacles reversed. The Sun. The Fool. And the Three of Swords. Oh boy. All right, let's see here. Let me just put all this together. I'm going to draw one more card to get some additional insight. Okay, the Hierophant. Well, I hate to say it, and of course I don't know what the context of the relationship is, but there's a lot of indicators here of like this person wanting to like sort of keep his distance from you or move away from you on some level. I mean, we've got the Six of Swords reversed, a desire to move forward even though it's difficult. We've got the Three of Cups reversed, underlying energy, like can be the manifestation of hurt feelings and sadness and stuff like that. Page of Cups reversed, like a potential lover or something like that, at least, that went wrong. So, and it's almost like he's wanting, let's see, Ace of Swords, the Sun, the Fool card. Like he's wanting to feel free, perhaps of some kind of like attachment to you, is what we're seeing here. And he doesn't feel stable either with that Four of Pentacles reversed. So I hope I didn't just deliver bad news, but that is what we have. Let's see, 2 3s as well. So difficult communication in this context. It's all good? Okay, good. I was a little worried there. But I gotta call it like I see it, I guess. Thank you. You're very welcome. And thank you for getting a reading from me. I really appreciate it. All right, and the clock just struck 8 p.m. here. So unless there are any other questions, I guess we're going to wrap things up now. We'll give people a minute just in case there's any final questions, and then that'll be it, I guess. Normally donate $2 and I still want to do so. Well, you certainly don't have to, Ryan. You certainly don't have to. Never feel like you have to. I mean, never feel like you have to, I guess, unless we're doing a stream like this, but even then, well, I don't know. You've watched my streams for a long time, so I feel like it's only appropriate that like I give you like free readings at times. It's like it wouldn't feel right to always charge you for them. But hey, thank you. That said, thank you for that additional donation. I do appreciate it. It does help. It all adds up. Those through Super Chat go towards what I make through YouTube, which I usually don't get for a while, but that's always like, I don't know. It's always really great when I do get it because they make you wait. In case anyone didn't know this, YouTube makes you wait until you've accrued $100 or more before you'll get a payment from them. So it tends to take a while for someone like me. But then when it does arrive, it's really awesome. I like donating, haha, every little bit helps. Yeah, well, it's true. Every little bit does help, and thank you so much. But again, never feel like you have to do that, under other circumstances, especially. All right, so I think that's about it. Well, tonight was a lot quieter than usual, this reading. Well, than at least last week, I guess. But I'm glad that we still got to do some interesting readings, and thank you, Ryan, especially for providing the fascinating subject matter. So I was thinking about one more quick reading. All right, hell yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I think after the dark stuff that we've looked into tonight, I'm definitely doing a banishing ritual after this stream. I'm definitely doing a banishing ritual tonight. Oh my. I don't want any negative entities floating around here. Wait, let me make sure the cards are nice and mixed up first. Meantime, I'm going to check on the status of the stream. See how many views it has gotten and stuff like that. All right, not bad. Now I'm trying to think of something worthwhile. All right, how about this? And it is now the hour of Mars. When will the ducks come back to my area? Alrighty, we shall find out. All right, so we would like a Celtic Cross reading for Ryan on the question of when will the ducks come back to his area? Celtic Cross. Let us see what we get. Oh, I guess this one takes a while. And there it is. Okay. And we have Strength, the Sun, the Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Eight of Cups reversed, the Two of Wands reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed, Death reversed, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. Interesting. Let's see. When the ducks come back to my area. I think I might already see when, but wait. Something a bit more on the positive side. Yeah. That's because the Canadian geese are already back for spring. My theory is ducks can't be far behind. Once they arrive, I can get back to taking pictures of them. Oh, yeah. Nice. Let us see. The 3/8 commenting on the transformation inherent in these natural cycles, as is death reversed for the outside force coming in. Let's see, Two of Wands reversed. And then the Eight of Swords reversed. Well, okay. With the Two of Wands reversed in the near future, that's going to theoretically indicate delays in the sort of initiation or debut. I guess maybe that's not the right word, but for lack of a better word, the debut of the ducks, the duck debut, a delay. But then we have the Hierophant card for the outcome card, showing that eventually things will indeed be perfectly back to normal. It'll be, duck status quo. But so with the near future being, generally speaking, when not specified, a time frame of up to a few weeks, and the outcome card being when not specified up to a few months, somewhere between a few weeks and a few months, I want to say like another month or two, because when we look at the cards in between there, particularly the Eight of Swords reversed and the Death card reversed, we have this idea of, especially the Eight of Swords reversed, breaking free from limitation and sort of coming back to life. So whatever limitation is preventing the ducks from returning around that time, like I would say again, like a month or two from now, should be lifted. And then, of course, death reversed immediately following that, implying, the new life or the beginning of the new cycle or that sort of thing. So I would say a month or two. Again, it's like somewhere between a few weeks and a few months, like a month or two from what we have here. There's lots of snow here still, with ponds still semi-frozen over. It'll be a little while yet before they flock back for the spring and summer. Interesting. Yeah. Well, considering that astrologically we are now about 1 month into spring, or I guess we wouldn't even have to look at it that way, just even based on the calendar, since the calendar's actually based on astrology. We're about 1 month officially into spring. So, yeah, it would seem like definitely by what is officially summertime, like roughly June 20th, they should be back, I would think. And that matches the tarot reading that we did. So hopefully that's correct. Funny how the cards are commenting a lot on the like joyful cycle of nature, even getting the sun card showing up for the challenge card, like saying, like, let us enjoy life. So that is what we have. So I think that is about it then. unless any of the like 2 people watching right now have any other questions. Perfect indeed. Thanks again, Mr. Poetic. If you're streaming again later tonight. Well, thank you, Ryan. You are most welcome. Yeah, I don't think I'll be streaming again tonight. The next time I stream will most likely be Monday evening. And I'm not sure of the exact time yet because it varies depending on how long it takes me to find an ideal like article or whatever, something paranormal themed. So yeah, speaking of paranormal themed things, as we looked at tonight, we'll be looking at more paranormal themed things, but in the form of reading like an article or a story or something on Monday night. And like I said earlier, I will try to make it longer this time. I'll try to find maybe one of those nice, juicy, long, mysterious universe articles where they talk about like a haunted forest or a haunted whatever, haunted something, and they like will go on and on about it or go on and on about weird creatures in a particular area or something. Try to find one of those and read that for a stream so we can have a nice long paranormal theme stream, which to this day those continue to pretty much get the most views. So there you have it. People really like that stuff. I like it too. It just doesn't, I don't like it more than I like the occult or other aspects of the occult, like astrology and tarot. Some might want to consider the paranormal as maybe in some ways part of the occult. I guess they do kind of overlap when I think about it. But no, I like it too. I want to know everything ultimately. You know, astrology may be my specialty and tarot a close second, but I want to know everything that is dark and mysterious. I'll try to catch your Monday stream. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. We covered haunted highways in a sense already. We did. Thank you so much, Ryan. You have a great weekend as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you on Monday. And hopefully it'll be a delightful, delicious time. And it'll be a paranormal themed article that will inspire a lot of discussion. That would be fun. All right. So thanks again. And everyone, have a great night.